Hi friends! You're watching Funimation 3D? What if you could live in a glowing city under the ocean, where fish swim past your window like neighbors and sea turtles cruise by like slow-motion buses? Sounds like science fiction, but the science ideas are real. Today, we're exploring underwater cities of the future. What they might look like, what big problems engineers must solve, and the clever solutions that could make ocean living possible in a safe, hopeful way. Here's the big idea to remember. An underwater city could be a set of strong, connected ocean habitats, like a spaceship neighborhood under the sea, built to handle pressure, air, power, food, and safety. So what is an underwater city? It wouldn't be one giant skyscraper under the sea. It would likely be a group of habitats, which are special buildings designed for living. These habitats could be connected like modules. A module is a piece that connects to other pieces, like Lego blocks. Imagine several bubble-shaped rooms on the seafloor with tunnels between them, so people can walk from place to place without swimming. Why would humans imagine living underwater? Because the ocean is still full of mysteries. Underwater habitats could help scientists study sea life, coral reefs, and changes in the ocean for longer periods of time. And there's a bonus. Learning to live underwater teaches skills that are similar to living in space. In both places, you must manage air, power, water, and safety carefully, because you can't just open a window and get fresh air. Pause and imagine this. You're inside a cozy, dry room. You look out through a strong window and see a sparkling school of fish glide by like a shiny parade. Outside is quiet blue water. Inside is warm light and safe air. Welcome to the future. Now let's talk about the biggest challenge first, water pressure. Pressure means a pushing force. Underwater, the deeper you go, the more water is above you, and it pushes from all sides. It's like the ocean giving your house a giant hug, and if the hug is too strong, it could squish weak walls. So how do engineers stop an underwater home from getting squished? They use strong shapes and strong materials. One of the best shapes is a dome. A dome is like a bubble, a helmet, or a turtle shell. Curved shapes spread the pushing force around, so no single flat wall has to take all the pressure alone. That's why submarines and deep-sea robots often have rounded parts. Curves are pressure superheroes. Underwater habitats could have thick frames and special strong window materials, and they would be tested again and again before anyone lives inside. Next challenge, air to breathe. Humans need oxygen, and underwater, you can't open a window for fresh air. So an underwater habitat would need an air system that works like a spaceship. One smart idea is recycling air, which means cleaning the air so it can be used again. People breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. An underwater habitat could use machines to remove extra carbon dioxide and keep oxygen at safe levels. And how would people go in and out without letting water rush in? With an airlock. An airlock is a special doorway room with two doors. You close one door before opening the other so water doesn't flood the habitat. Space stations use airlocks, and underwater habitats would use the same idea. Plants could also help a little, because plants use carbon dioxide and release oxygen. That means indoor gardens could be helpful in more than one way: fresh greens and fresher air. Now let's solve a bright problem: light and power. Underwater can be dark, especially deeper down. Cities need electricity for lights, air machines, computers, and communication. One solution is solar power on the surface. Solar panels are tools that turn sunlight into electricity. They could sit on floating platforms above the habitat, and strong waterproof cables could carry power down to the underwater city, like a super strong extension cord. Another solution uses moving water. The ocean has waves and currents that are always moving. Engineers can build underwater turbines, which are machines that spin when water moves. A turbine is like a water pinwheel that turns motion into electricity. The ocean is like a giant moving energy machine, and we can borrow some of that motion to make clean power. Inside the habitats, LED lights could glow bright while using less energy, and the lighting could even change like sunrise and sunset to help people know when it's time to wake up and sleep. Pause and imagine it. It's morning in the underwater city. The lights glow warm like sunrise. Outside is deep blue and calm. Inside feels like a cozy science hotel under the sea. Next challenge, food and fresh water. You can't drive a grocery truck underwater every day, so underwater habitats would need smart ways to grow food and make water safe to drink. One big idea is hydroponics. Hydroponics means growing plants without soil. Plants grow in water with nutrients, and nutrients are like plant vitamins. Hydroponic gardens can grow leafy greens and herbs indoors, even underwater. Another idea is seaweed farming nearby. Seaweed grows in the ocean, and some kinds can be used as food. Seaweed can grow quickly, and it doesn't need fresh water like many land crops do. That makes it a great ocean-friendly option for food. But what about drinking water? Ocean water is salty, so underwater cities would need desalination. Desalination means removing salt from seawater to make it fresh and safe to drink. Think of it like a super filter and separation machine for water. With hydroponics, seaweed farms, and desalination systems, an underwater city could make a lot of what it needs and still get occasional deliveries for special supplies. Now, let's talk about safety and staying connected. Underwater cities must be extra careful because help is farther away. But good safety planning isn't scary. It's smart. Underwater habitats would use sensors, which are tools that detect changes. Sensors could watch for leaks, air quality problems, pressure changes, or power issues. If something changes, alarms and lights can warn people early, giving them time to respond calmly. People would also practice drills, which are practice plans for emergencies, just like schools do. Everyone would learn what to do and where to go. For communication, underwater cities could use cables to connect to the internet and to surface stations. They might also use sound signals in the water because sound can travel well underwater. And there could be emergency pods, small safe capsules that could separate from the habitat and float up to the surface if needed, like a safe elevator that goes up. And there is one more challenge that matters a lot: protecting ocean nature. The ocean is home to amazing living things, and many of them are delicate, especially coral reefs. An ecosystem is a community of living things that depend on each other. If humans ever build underwater habitats, we must build responsibly. That means not crushing coral, not dumping trash, not polluting the water, and not making harmful noise. Engineers could choose sandy areas instead of fragile reefs, use smooth shapes that animals can swim around safely, and use cleaner energy so the city doesn't harm the ocean. The best rule is to build like a guest, not like a boss. The ocean is not ours to ruin. It's ours to learn from and protect. Now let's recap the whole idea in a simple way. Underwater cities would likely be connected habitats, like modular homes under the sea. Engineers must solve pressure, breathable air, power, food, fresh water, safety, and communication. And if we ever build them, we must protect ocean ecosystems and build responsibly. So could underwater cities exist in the future? Maybe. The science ideas are real. Domes and strong materials for pressure, airlocks and recycled air for breathing, solar platforms and underwater turbines for power, hydroponics and seaweed farms for food, desalination for fresh water, sensors and drills for safety, and careful building to protect ocean life. It's like building a spaceship neighborhood under the sea, smart, strong, and respectful. If you enjoyed this ocean science adventure, please like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Funimation 3D for more fun science stories. See you next time!